One of my more popular recipe videos is my oven-baked barbecue chicken. The chicken comes out tender and juicy and lathered in a delicious barbecue sauce. When I heard of the new Old Bay hot sauce, I thought I would use the same baking technique for the chicken thighs, but make a buffalo sauce using the Old Bay hot sauce. I have 6 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs that I cleaned and trimmed. I'm seasoning both sides with some Old Bay seasoning. These are going into a preheated 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for 30 minutes. In the meantime, I'm making the sauce and it's real simple. I have a half a cup of Old Bay hot sauce and I'm adding in a 1/4 cup of melted butter, giving that a good mix. It won't take much of the sauce to baste the chicken, so I'm pouring out some portions for dipping sauce later. It's been 30 minutes. I'm giving the chicken a flip. You can see the chicken is producing some juices and fat, and we will take care of that next time. The chicken is going back into the oven for another 15 minutes. And it's been 15 minutes. I'm removing the chicken and discarding the liquid. If we kept the liquid there, it would become one soupy mess. I'm placing the chicken back into the pan skin side down and basting with the Old Bay hot sauce. This is going back into the oven for another 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes. I'm removing any additional liquid, giving the chicken a flip skin side up. Basting each piece well with the Old Bay hot sauce. The chicken is going back into the oven for another 10 minutes. And trust me, we are almost done. This time, turn the oven up to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Give the chicken one final good basting with the Old Bay hot sauce and don't hold back. The chicken is going into a preheated 425-degree Fahrenheit oven for 10 more minutes. And at the last minute, I will turn on the broiler to caramelize the top. The chicken is done and smelling good. Letting the chicken rest for 10 minutes before serving. The skin got a little bubbly, but did not caramelize like I wanted, and that is because the sauce did not have much sugar. The Old Bay hot sauce has a nice vinegar base and tang, and a nice spicy heat with lots of Old Bay seasoning flavor. It probably wouldn't be difficult to copycat the Old Bay hot sauce. The hot sauce is southern like Crystal or Louisiana hot sauce. I like Crystal and that's what it tastes like, with a good amount of Old Bay seasoning. The chicken turned out tender and juicy, hot and spicy. Serving with a side of Old Bay seasoned shrimp and celery sticks with ranch dressing. I hope you give this oven-baked Old Bay hot sauce chicken thigh recipe a try and enjoy! This chicken and butter bean recipe is so good and makes for a great Sunday dinner. The chicken is tender and the beans are buttery soft good. The great part is that you can make this all in one pan. I have 6 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs that I cleaned and trimmed. You all know that I'm a chicken thigh fan. The thighs are full of flavor and cook evenly. I'm seasoning both sides with some salt and white pepper, and you can use black pepper. I'm using an oven-proof pan because the chicken will finish cooking in the oven. On medium-high heat, I added enough oil to coat the bottom and placed in my chicken thighs skin side down. I'm letting the chicken cook for 3 to 4 minutes or until a nice brown crust forms and the chicken releases from the pan, and then I'm flipping over and cooking for another 2 to 3 minutes. The searing of the chicken will add a lot of flavor to this recipe. When done, I'm removing the chicken from the pan and setting to the side. I'm leaving a good 2 to 3 tablespoons of chicken fat, and you can see all the flavor on the bottom of the pan. I turned my heat down to a medium, and I'm adding in 1 cup of diced onions and 1 large carrot. Cooking and stirring for 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm adding in 1 8-ounce package of sliced mushrooms. Cooking and stirring for another 5 to 7 minutes, or until the mushrooms cook down, release their moisture, and help deglaze the pan. Seasoning with a little more salt and pepper, and 4 large cloves of minced garlic. Cooking and stirring for a minute. This is optional. I'm adding a half a cup of white wine and letting that cook for a minute. I think the wine really adds a nice rich depth of flavor. This is 1 1/4 cup of chicken broth, giving that a good stir. And now for more flavor. I have 1 teaspoon of thyme, 2 teaspoons of parsley, and half a teaspoon of rosemary, giving that another good stir. This is 1 large 40-ounce can of butter beans that I drained. Butter beans are basically a large yellow lima bean. They have a nice soft texture with a mild buttery flavor and soak up any flavor that you add to the recipe. I'm turning my heat off and giving the beans a stir. Adding the chicken thighs back into the pan, skin side up, giving them a nestle down into the beans. This is going into a preheated 400-degree Fahrenheit oven, uncovered, for 30 minutes or until the chicken is done. I like the internal temp to be around 190 degrees so the meat is fall off the bone tender. The chicken and butter beans are done and smelling good. I'm removing the chicken, covering, and letting it rest for 10 minutes. The beans are tender, and you can see the wonderful herby sauce it produced. You can serve the chicken and butter beans with rice to soak up some of the juice, or serve with a good slice of bread or corn muffin. Just make sure you spoon some of that wonderful sauce over the chicken. This chicken and butter bean meal is easy and comforting. Great on the budget and will feed a hungry family. I hope you give this one-pan chicken and butter bean recipe a try and enjoy. If you like this video recipe, please hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell next to the subscribe to make sure that you get my future video recipes. You can also find me on Facebook and at my website. Feel free to share this recipe and my channel with your friends and family. And until next time, much love!